Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Jed, and today I want to share with you a tool that I just discovered like a few weeks back. This one is an AI powered online tool that you can use to be able to organize and understand things if you have the sources for it. So this one is called NotebookLM. So all you need to do is just go to this site right here, this website, notebooklm.google.com. So the first time you come in here, if you're not logged in, or it will probably ask you to log in using a Google account. And as you can see, I've already played around with it. I have a bunch of notebooks in here. But for this demo, so to speak, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new notebook. And so the first thing that you're going to see here is this add sources window, right? So this window is where you're going to add PDFs, Google Docs, Google Slides, a website where you want to source your information from, or maybe a YouTube channel or a YouTube link. You can also do that, and or a text, right? And also you can put in here like a PDF, text file, or an audio file, or an MP3. That will work as well. But right now, for this sort of walkthrough or sharing, um, what I'm gonna do is try it out with. I know there's a law about condominiums because I I live in a condominium. So what I want to do is upload sources, and I already have like downloaded some PDFs around law, family code, the civil code of the Philippines, and this one, the Condominium Act, I downloaded it earlier, and I'm just gonna go ahead and open it, right? So once I open it, the AI model will read through the text or the contents of the PDF, and it will create a summary out of it, right? So as you can see here, there's a text about the summary of this Condominium Act of 1966. Okay, and then I can just go ahead and go to the sources too. If I want to add more sources, I can just go back here, and then there's that window again where you can add the sources, or you can add sources from the internet, right? So just discover sources and maybe say, um, give me some other sources about condo ownership in the Philippines. And I'm going to hit submit. Okay. And it will, go to the, search the web, and let's see if we can get something that is meaningful. So, condominium ownership rights for foreign spouses in the Philippines. Okay, da da da. That's not really applicable to me. Okay. Right now, I don't want to add any of these sources because I don't want to. I just want to focus in on this condominium act document, and also it will help if you have fewer sources in here. It can probably help the loading of the overview, the audio overview, and some other reports in here. So since this is just a demo, let's just we're gonna stick to this uh, single document, right? Okay, so once you have it in here, you can select or deselect that. Since we only have one, just leave it as selected, and then I can go ahead and query or maybe ask a question or create a prompt to this AI model about the Condominium Act of 1966. Now, there's this suggestion over here. What are the foundational legal requirements and definition for establishing a condominium in this context, right? So it sort of already created or suggested some questions that you can ask, maybe, but I particularly have this sort of a question about the 50-year ownership of condominium units. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, is it true that you can only you can only own a condo unit up to 50 years? Is it true that you can only own a condominium up to 50 years? I'm not. I know it. I know it's not really true, but let's see what the AI model has to say about it, based on this Condominium Act of the Philippines of 1966. So it says, based on the provided sources, it is not true. So it gives you that straight up answer to your question, or to the question, that you can only own a condo unit up to 50 years. So as you can see here, it gave you that answer, and it also cited some direct quote from the document itself. So as you can see here, there's that text in there. Section one, the short title of this act shall be blah blah blah. Section two, so on and so forth, and this one right here as well. If you click on that, it will give you the exact text where you can find that source, right? Cool. All right. And just bear in mind that if you close this window or this tab right here, you're going to lose all the, the discussion in here. So there's this save to note um, option over here down in the lower left of this chat window. And it's going to sort of bookmark that conversation so that you can pick up where you left off. All right. Some other options here. You can copy and maybe set a like, or give a feedback that you like this response from AI and all that stuff. Okay, so again, we can continue on with other questions like define a condominium, and it's going to give you a definition of the condominium based on this document over here, and it's going to give you that again, that quote, direct quote from the document. It's really nice if you are a med student, a law student, and you're trying to study uh, your subjects perhaps, and then you can just put the sources in here, and then have the AI help you out in learning. So yeah, that was in the chat window. Let's move over to the studio over here, which is really really interesting because of the features of this notebook LM. And let's start with the mind map. So the mind map is basically it says here, generate an AI mind map based on your sources. So what's going to do is going to create a diagram of a tree of topics, right? So it's going to create a topic, and then there are subtopics that you can drill down into. So if you want to focus in on a specific topic about the sources that you provided. So, for example, you're studying about this, or you're learning about this condominium act, and you wanna um, look into fees, or like the anything that you need to pay for. The mind map is probably have that a subtopic about it, so you can drill into it and learn about it. So let's try it out. Let's generate that mind map over here. Okay. And as soon as I click the mind map, it's going to generate. It's going to take some time, maybe a couple of, maybe several seconds. All right. So here is the mind map. So you can just, scroll, or maybe use the mouse wheel to kind of zoom in or out. And then there's this arrow that you can drill down, or this chevron symbol, where you can drill down into the other subtopics of that topic, right? So definition: what is a condominium? What is a unit? What is a project? Common areas. What does it mean to divide a real property? Something like that. So this was all kind of figured out by the AI model, and it pieced together this mind map for you to assist you with learning this subject. Okay, so creation of requirements. And if I click on a topic and it doesn't have this, or if I just click on a topic, for example, it's going to give you, or it's going to create like this question or query or prompt for you. And it's going to put it in the chat, and it's going to give you that sort of answer immediately. So you can um, check the answer out. All right. So, yeah. So that's the mind map. And it will help you with mapping out the different topics about the sources that you provide and maybe single out or focus in on those things that you just care about at the moment, right? Cool. And then let's go to this reports right here. So the reports, there are different, I think they call it reports over here, a briefing document, a study guide, FAQ, and a timeline. So a briefing document is more of just, I think, a summary. It's going to generate a summary for you of this Condominium Act. It has certain structure to it so that you can use it as part of your paper if you're trying to present something or stuff like that. So let's see. Briefing document. So yeah, very concise document. Core definition, creation and registration of the requirements, ownership and transfer of condominium interest, and all that. Cool, cool. And let's go to say study guide. So if you want to learn or generate a document um, to help you with learning this, so probably create you a study guide. Maybe it's gonna look the same or similar to the what do you call that, the briefing document. So let's see, comprehensive guide. Okay, condominium, a comprehensive guide. Okay, yeah, pretty similar, but it's a little bit more granular, I would say. Yeah, there's even a quiz part, so really nice. They were able to think about it that if you want a study guide, then you probably need like sort of a part where you can measure your understanding, right? So that's nice. That's nice. More of an evaluation kind of thing. Okay, and it can also generate FAQs. So, for example, if the document that you provide is a let's just say it's a user manual and you want to create an FAQ, uh, then you can probably use this as well. It's going to generate you some frequently asked question. What is a condominium according to the act? Yeah. And under what circumstances can a condominium project be partitioned by sale? What is a condominium corporation? Good question. What is the role of the declaration of restrictions? And so on and so forth. So you can also, I think, I don't know if you can have it uh, generate particular kind of question, but I haven't tried it yet. But at least it's there. It can generate you this FAQ. Okay, cool. Now these other two, it takes some time to generate them. So, but it's nice that uh, NotebookLM has this feature. So the first one is the audio overview. It's going to create this podcast-like sort of format. So there are two AI models or AI hosts that are talking to each other and discussing this. And as they talk about it, it's like kind of a podcast style. And then there's an opportunity for you to interject or interact with them. It's the interactive mode. And let's go ahead and do it, right? So I'm going to click that one so that it will generate the audio overview. And at the same time, there's also this new video overview option where it will give you this explainer video, they call it. Um, and it's similar to the audio, except that it would have this sort of slides where as the AI host talks about the source topics that you have provided them, it will give you like this explainer kind of video. But yeah, it takes a few minutes, so we may need to get back if it doesn't generate it as soon as it can. But as we're waiting for it, let's just see. So there's a customize option here. So maybe you can, you know, um, describe what you want the hosts to focus on, right? So if you want it a bit shorter, a bit longer, and all that, um, you can uh, specify it in here, right? And same thing with the video overview. You can say focus on the ownership part of condominium act and stuff like that, or focus on what are the things that I need to pay for or something like that. So yeah. Okay, so it does take a while, and sometimes it would take maybe 10 minutes, depending on the number of sources that you provide, right? And the last time I had generated this audio overview, it took about it took me about maybe 20 minutes because there were a lot of sources that I put in there. But yeah, um, maybe we can get back to it once it's done. Okay, hold on. Let me just pause the video for a minute and we'll get back to it once it's done. All right, and we're back. So the audio overview is already done, but the video is still going. Uh, it's still loading. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So for the audio overview, it gave this sort of fancy title, Beyond Your Walls, Unpacking the Legal Reality of Condo Ownership. So we can just open it up and it will
So you've probably seen
play.
condominiums everywhere, right?
Let's
These
hear it out.
huge buildings shaping our cities. But have you ever really stopped to think about what owning a
As you can see here, it's 17 minutes and 55 seconds long. So it's kind of a podcast format. And
condo
if
actually
we
means?
hear
I
it
mean,
out,
beyond just your apartment unit, there's this whole complex legal world underneath it all. It affects your rights, how shared spaces like the
there are actually two hosts, but the first person that's talking right now is a female AI host. There's going to be a male AI host later on.
pool or lobby are managed, really the whole experience of living there. Today, we're diving deep into the bedrock of all that. It's Republic Act No. 4 to 1126,
Yeah,
passed
Republic
way
Act
back
no.
on June
It's
18th,
actually number.
1966. Most people just call it the Condominium Act, our mission. Well, we want to cut through the legal talk, unpack the really important ideas, the rights, the rules, straight from the law itself, and hopefully give you some maybe surprising insights into condo ownership. Okay, so let's just jump right in. When the law talks about a condominium, what are we actually talking about? Because I feel like it's got to be more than just, an apartment.
That's exactly right. It's
Easy.
definitely more complex. Fundamentally, the law sees a condominium as an interest in real property, but it's made
Yeah, so as you can see, it's more of like a podcast style. So one of them is acting like the expert about the topic, and then the other one is like interviewers or something like that. But it's nevertheless it's a conversation, like in a podcast, right? And it's really nice because what I've actually done is I've had some sources that I want to understand, and I downloaded the NotebookLM app and just put it in there and just generate the audio overview and just try to listen to it. And it gives me that sense of I'm just listening to a podcast, and it's really nice because it's like a natural. The AI voice is now more natural, with the and with all this sort of human-like behavior. So yeah, it's really cool. Now, we're not going to listen through the entire audio, but what I want to share is this interactive mode right here, because this interactive mode is actually a way for you to kind of join into the conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and tap interactive, and it's going to start. Let's start it.
So you've probably seen condominiums
And you can see here there's a join button at the bottom, so I can join into the conversation.
everywhere, right? These huge buildings shaping our cities. But have you ever really stopped to think about what owning a condo actually means? I mean, beyond just your apartment unit, there's this whole
So it's the same kind of participants. The AI host, there's a female and then the male. It's the same kind of voice, I think. If we're gonna hear them,
complex legal world underneath it all. It affects your rights, how shared spaces like the pool or lobby aren't managed, really the whole experience of living there. Today, we're diving deep into the bedrock of all that. It's Republic Act number 4726, passed way back
at least she was able to get the number correct. So she was saying our Republic Act no earlier, but right now she's saying Republic Act number,
on June
which is good.
18th, 1966. Most people just call it the Condominium Act. Our mission, well, we want to cut through the legal talk, unpack the really important ideas, the rights, the rules, straight from the law itself, and
And
hopefully
I can
give
say
you
good discussion here. So I'm just going to tap that
some maybe surprising
or click
insights
that.
into condo ownership. Okay, so let's just jump right in. When the law talks about a condominium, what are we actually talking about? Because it feels like it's got to be more than just, an apartment.
That's exactly right. It's
Again,
definitely more
there's that male
complex.
voice, right?
Fundamentally, the law sees a condominium as an interest in
So
real property.
I can actually
But
join into the conversation. I'm just going to say,
it's made up of two. Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
yeah, I want to ask, so what is the definition of a condominium uh, based on the document or, yeah.
That's a great question. And it's perfect timing because that's exactly what we were starting to unpack.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
So the Condominium Act defines a condominium as an interest in real property.
Okay, so real property like land or buildings, not just stuff you own.
Exactly. And this interest,
So yeah, as you can see there, it was able to, answer the question and interact with me. So I can join into the conversation and, be able to jump right into a burning question that I'm been holding on to as I was listening to the podcast, or the two hosts, right? So this is a great way for us to learn, and that's actually how human beings learn, right? We talk about things, we converse, and we exchange thoughts, right? So yeah, really nice.
has two distinct parts. First, there's your separate interest.
And if
That's your
I
private space,
click join
right? Your
again, they will
unit.
stop.
Precisely. That's your you. Yeah,
So what are the things that I need to pay for when I'm owning a condominium unit?
Oh, that's a super practical question, and it's something every condo owner needs to know.
absolutely. Beyond the purchase price of the unit itself, there are ongoing costs.
Yeah, you're not just buying a box in the sky, you're buying into a community with shared expenses.
The biggest one you'll encounter
Okay.
regularly are what the Act refers to as a
Okay, so yeah, that was kind of the interactive mode, and it's really nice to have that around. And there's also this share audio overview. I haven't really tried that yet, but yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to make it a public access, but anyway, I can also download the audio overview. It's going to give me that. Yeah, it's going to download it here, and it's an M4.M4A type of file, so I can play it anywhere if I want to. But yeah, this is really a really nice feature to have around, especially if you're a person who loves learning about things, reading books, and all that stuff, and listening to podcasts. It's nice to have around. Now, it looks like the video explainer is already done. So 5 minutes ago. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and tap this one, and it's going to give you that video, I guess. Okay, let's play it.
All right, welcome to the explainer.
This one is a different voice, but at least there's some variation, right?
Today, we're diving into something a lot of us live in, but maybe don't fully get, the condominium. Yeah, you probably think of it as just an apartment you own, right? But it is
Although this one is not interactive because it's more of a presenter style of delivery. So it's just an explainer video, like an
is the key to
infomercial.
understanding all of your rights and, yeah, your responsibilities too.
Yeah. And,
Higher library
as you
building
can
it
see
sits
here.
in. You own both at the same.
And they even protected it with a NotebookLM kind of branding over here, probably to prevent some sort of, I don't know, if you want to do the shortcut of creating a content and just have it and post it somewhere. But yeah, at least it's
Registered.
there.
And this isn't just a building plan, it's a powerful legal document that officially carves up the property into private units and common areas for everyone to see on the public record. Without that registered deed, it's just a building. It's not.
Yeah, it's really nice that I don't know if YouTube will allow it if you want to use this as a content, but it's really nice to have this around if you're a if you're a teacher, or if you're someone who does a lot of knowledge sharing, and um, if presentation is kind of your thing, it's really nice to have this around. And you can even do this if you want to teach your kids about things, right? You can tailor fit the outputted video to something that actually makes sense, right? So yeah, that's the video overview. I don't want to go through a whole of the 7 minutes. It's not really that practical, but it's nice that these features are here in NotebookLM and they're available. And it's really for us to make use of whatever we have in the artificial intelligence space. So yeah, that was it. What other things? You can rename the say edited stuff like that. You can rename that, and the notebook will be renamed, and you can add more notes in here, and you can even, if you want to just focus in on the chat, you can maybe put this aside and just chat with your AI model. And there's even a share settings in here. That if you want this to be shared with someone else, if you want to share this notebook with someone else, and yeah, I think that's all that I know about Notebook LM. But I do want to point this one out. At the bottom, as you can see here, Notebook LM can be inaccurate. Please double check its responses. And it's very, very important because while these things look as if they're convincing, but sometimes they can be inaccurate. And as a software developer, I can attest to that because sometimes you would ask an AI model one question and it will give you one answer, and then ask that same question again and it will give you a slightly different answer. While it's kind of while it is tolerable in some topics, but when it comes to code, it's not really that good if you have a different behavior of the code for the same kind of prompt. So yeah. All right, so there you have it. So that's what I can share about Notebook LM. If you've made it this far, congratulations, and it's nice having you around. And hopefully, I can create more content about these AI tools that are out there. Once again, this is Jed, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.